Hello, everyone, and welcome to Elevate Your Business. I'm Ed Jarecki, and I'm thrilled to guide you through today's episode. It's designed to inspire and empower you on your journey to business success. Today, we're excited to have with us Isaac Adhola. Isaac and his team provide business analysts, digital marketer, and AI developer support, working in a number of different sectors, ranging from politicians to the healthcare industry. As Isaac joins us on the show, he'll shed light on what success means to him personally and how his definition has evolved over time, as well as one or two of his top challenges and the lessons learned associated with them. And finally, for today, we'll explore how Isaac has leveraged innovation in his business and other work to overcome challenges and achieve his goals. So let's welcome Isaac Adhola to the show. Isaac, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Hey, just staying busy and continuing to work on expanding my reach and expanding my business as every business owner who's also on their path of business will be doing and working on day to day.
Outstanding. And you've got some pretty exciting things going on right now. So would you mind starting by sharing a little bit more about yourself and your business with our audience?
Yes, my path has been mostly spiritual. I'm a very spiritual individual. So I meditated when I was in foster care. I got the industry foster care system. And I was set with a lot of statistics that were against me and about how to be successful and all that. So I had to meditate and I had to think with all the tools that I had. And I realized that I wanted to do something to help businesses grow and help the community. And God introduced me, the spirit creator, as I would say, introduced me to city councilmen and political leaders. And I started digital marketing. So they want me to do digital marketing for them. 5 years ahead, now I'm not just doing digital marketing, but I've been working on artificial intelligence and integrating AI with businesses so they can expand in this corporate world and this brand new world, as we call the AI and humanistic world, as a one combined essence, so to speak.
So what kind of products and services does your business provide?
We do two things. My main goal, my identity as a business is helping businesses grow. So whether it comes from digital marketing and now, which I take very seriously, me and my team do with pride, is integrating artificial intelligence into any type of day-to-day business operations. There's no one answer fits all because every business, depending on what niche or what industry, may need a different type of AI automation integrated into their software or into their business operations in itself. So I'm more about helping them understand what AI is. It's not just ChatGPT. A lot of people do not know what AI is and how it works, but we first introduce what AI is and then get to know their business and then how we can automate parts of their businesses so they can concentrate on other things and other parts of their operations while expanding.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do you define success today?
In the beginning, I used to think that success had to do with capital. I used to think that success had to do with how much you've accomplished when it comes to the economic utility of an individual. But over time, my definition of success changed. It changed to a point where I think it's more about how we're able to help others as a human race and how we're able to help individuals around us expand, whether it's through knowledge, whether it's through capital, in any sort of way. I feel like the most successful individual is the person who's helped the most people around them. And that's my definition of success as of now. I mean, capital does help when it comes to helping other individuals, but not necessarily, not all the time when it comes to capital. Sometimes, like for me, it's spiritual growth. I'm a successful person is an individual with wisdom and able to impart wisdom on the individual next to them and also listen to the wisdom and gain wisdom as well. So I think it's going to continue changing as I continue to grow.
You started to allude to this already, but to clarify, what was your definition of success early in your career before you really got started on this business venture?
In the beginning, I defined success of what I've been surrounded by when it comes to television and all that, where it's like, okay, if you have more money, the more successful you are. The bigger your company is, the more successful you are. But the mistake of that is it got me to the point of chasing money, right? And a lot of my mentors say, like, you can never be happy. As much as you get, you can get millions of dollars or billions of dollars, you can never be happy, right? So I ended up getting into more of my spiritual self meditation and obviously connecting with my inner self and building myself up. And I realized that that my life started changing. My life started getting better. When people around me who did the same thing, their life started getting better. And then I realized that because of my inner being is what gravitated success towards me, right? So I believe that success is not capitalistic, or it's not I got something better or I'm trying to expand. I think it has to do with the person itself, and then that person gets success coming towards them. So just like meeting you, I wouldn't be able to meet you unless I got my inner spiritual being aligned with the path that your path is on as well. So it's very, very interesting. And like I said, continues to grow. And that's why I also like AI. That's one thing that separates us with AI is the spiritualness. And we're able to connect in deeper ways than any species or any type of technology can ever replicate.
Absolutely love it. And you've been consistent in your passion, your spirituality, and your passion to help others from the time that we met. And I so much appreciate that. But of course, these journeys are not easy journeys. They're wrought with challenges, from those early definitions and our early thinking and going to that to where we're at today. And of course, going forward.
Of course.
But to date, what are one or two of those key challenges and the lessons learned that we can pass along to our audience?
I would say one of the biggest challenges in business is the fact that we are in a very high speed changing environment when it comes to technology. And 2025 is going to be a very interesting year because AI is going to be more expanded and some people are going to panic. I feel the advice for business owners and individuals, even with kids, is people should really not be afraid of the change, but embrace it. I'm not trying to reject it, but learn how to be unified and live in unity with the new operations. Like in the beginning, when the computers came out, I was just watching Bill Gates give his first speech about computers, and nobody really owned a computer yet. But he said it's going to change, and people need to embrace it. It's not like magic. People thought it was magic when first computers came out. I was like, how is this possible? And now we have computers on our phones and our wrists. So as we continue to grow, I feel like people should research AI, get to know and understand the ins and outs of it, and learn to use it. Because I feel like everybody's going to be using AI, whether it's moms, businesses, teachers, mentors, that everyone's going to be involved with some sort of artificial intelligence.
Any other lessons learned that you'd like to share?
I think my biggest lesson I've learned as someone who's researching AI is the fact that being the what I was talking about, how what separates us from AI, because it's going to be very hard with deepfake, as we have deepfake coming in, and we can't tell if someone's really talking or someone else is really talking, and with Nvidia coming out with human assistance, I've learned what makes us special as human beings is very unique and very deep and profound in itself. And the more we have AI mimicking humans, it will never be human beings. We are the ones who actually created it itself. It comes from us. And we are very, very special. And we need to find a way to really embrace ourselves. I think meditation is going to be a very key point of 2025.
Just to respond to that, there is this argument out there that AI is going to take over the world. That's one extreme side of it. And that's forcing another side, which people are completely resistant against it. But I'm kind of in the middle of this relative to, I think that human relationships and the need for those are never going to go away. And AI is a tool. Now, I think we can use it as more than a tool. And that's where some of the fear and trepidation, at least from my perspective, comes in. Any response to relative to this balance between human engagement and relationship development and the use of AI?
Yes, I agree with you. I mean, my standpoint is AI is not going to take over the world. I think it's going to change many industries, of course, but us as humans, we learn to adapt. And whenever something new comes on, we learn to adapt to it. In my opinion, there's no stopping artificial intelligence here. It's always progressive. So we have two choices. Either we can embrace the change and have it be a part of our day-to-day lives, or we can just not embrace the change and be forced to embrace the change. But AI is not here to take over anybody. It's not here to take over the world. It's not here to take over homes. It's not going to be like a Terminator. It's not going to happen like that. We are loving creatures. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, we're going to be using it. Of course, it's all about who uses it, but we're going to be using it. It's going to be more of a tool to help us, like you said, help us evolve as human beings and not really take over human beings. I don't think that we're going to have a Terminator happen in 2025 or next 30 years or so. I believe it's going to be a year of abundance, because if new jobs are getting taken, there's always new jobs going to be created. And I believe in our system, the human system that we have in this world, that we're going to join together to make sure that we as humans are able to be more efficient, help us grow. Also, I believe it's going to help us find ourselves. And it's going to help us really understand who we are as individuals. Machine mimic us. It's going to definitely help us understand and question ourselves and our own existence. And that's the way we're going to evolve, in a sense.
We've talked a lot about AI and technologies and innovation, so I'm going to move our question towards the future. And you kind of started to allude to that. So let's focus there for a minute. Where do you see innovation within what you're doing going into the future?
When I say the future, my opinion, the future is now. It's just that it has not been exposed to most of the world yet. Obviously, even with government regulations, it's very hard to regulate artificial intelligence. So I think it's very hush hush until we figure out how to mitigate this. But I know that every single industry on the face of the planet is going to be integrated with artificial intelligence. And AI is not just going to affect every business, but it's also going to open up a lot of opportunities, especially for third world countries who cannot afford to open up a business. They cannot afford the education to be able to be at the main front or the fighting front of this business world and this ever expanding world. I also know that when it comes to AI, I don't believe in just letting it just do whatever it wants. I feel like even with day-to-day operations, with hallucinations coming in with AI, people need to watch the AI and be involved as unified. Let AI be a part of your operations, not your operation itself, because that's when you can have hallucinations and really things that can work the exact opposite for the expansion of any type of business.
So to summarize that, what I'm hearing is that what you see, at least in the immediate future, is it's going to grow and propagate around the world, hitting areas that don't have some of these capabilities. And I guess to add on to that a little bit, it really helps start to level the playing field relative to business opportunities and stuff like that. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's correct. For example, with my digital marketing, with artificial intelligence, it drives the cost down, right? Instead of going and buying and purchasing a big digital marketing company that has a copywriter, has a videographer, has an editor, it has all these different employees that they pay, which drives up the cost. You can use AI that will have an agent replace every employee and drive the cost down, which gives a huge fighting chance to mom and pop shops and small and mid-sized businesses that could not afford maybe $100,000 budget or $200,000 budget when it comes to marketing. So it's going to even out the playing field for everybody.
Yeah, it's also going to be interesting to see how the organizations with more resources respond. What do they do? Where do they grow beyond the current capabilities of AI? I was going to say traditional, but and AI has been around for a long time, but it hasn't been commercialized like it is today. This has been the last couple of years in its manifestation. So it is going to be interesting to see, because people aren't just going to sit still and let the other players around the world compete directly with them. They're going to find another way. They're going to do something else. And what is that? It's going to be an interesting journey to say the least, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to be more exciting though. Seeing the competition. I love competition. That's why any business owner, they're in business because they love competition. They want to be ahead. They want to be the number one. And it's going to be nice to see everybody being able to have accessibility to be number one. But also, like you're saying, that even large corporations, they will have more resources to them, but not to the point where the other small mom and pop shops or people cannot be in the same playing field as they are. So it's going to be a whole different avenue and reality for the big guys rather than the mid-size and the small guys. But it's all going to be fair in a sense, though.
It's going to be interesting to watch. Final takeaway for our audience. If there was one thing that you could recommend to our audience to say, this is something you really must consider as part of your business and life journey to success, what would that be?
I would say the number one thing I would say to all business owners is we're in this business world and always a quick rush. We have to do a lot of things on schedules. I always feel that to take some time to relax, to embrace the environment that we are in as of right now, and give some time to lay your head down and really get to know yourself, find yourself. Not always be in a rush. Don't burn out. Number two is for anyone in business to truly take AI seriously, to try as much to integrate artificial intelligence in their day to day operations soon. I think not too many people are doing it. So that's good. That means the first people who do it are going to be ahead of those who just in 5 years, when everyone's now starting like, okay, now I got to get AI in there, they're going to be ahead of the curve. So they're better when it comes to integrating artificial intelligence in operation, because especially with machine learning, self-learning capabilities, I mean, 5 years old of machine learning compared to the first year of machine learning is a whole different playing field. So that's just my takeaway. Keep your spiritualness. If you're not spiritual, at least relax. Go to the beach. Get yourself a drink. If you don't drink, get some cool water. Relax. Get in touch with yourself and nature and your family as well. Balance it out.
I absolutely love that. Thank you for that. Any final words?
I'd like to say thank you, Ed. You're awesome. You're an awesome person. I remember when I first met you. You are very wise, and I'm very, very honored to be on this show. It's a complete
Thank you, Isaac. It has been my pleasure and my honor. Absolutely. Thank you for being part of the team that I've built relationships with. I love to help people, and I've loved to see where you're going with your business, and I'm absolutely loving to see where you go into the future. So we're definitely going to stay in touch.
We will. Thank you.
I want to thank you for joining us today, with a special thank you to Isaac Adhola for sharing his insights and success tactics. We hope you feel inspired and motivated to tackle entrepreneurial challenges with innovation and adaptability. Remember, success is personal. Define it for yourself. But remember to always embrace change, seek growth, and adapt to the ever-evolving business landscape. Thank you again to Isaac and to all of our listeners, and we'll see you next time as we continue exploring more stories from incredible entrepreneurs. Stay resilient, stay innovative, and have a wonderful day, everybody.
Bye-bye.